Welcome to the Vintners September 2009 wine tasting. Here with my co-host Ed Masciana.
You're welcome.
And I was thrilled with this wine. The white wine is the 2008 Macabeo from Don.
Yeah, Don, after Don Quixote.
After Don Quixote. And it says on the back, I just found this very interesting, send us your Don experience too. Can you imagine what kind of letters they must have?
I don't know, you know.
Anyway, the thing that was the thing about the Vintners series and the limited series that excites me is you start branching out into varietals that you get a chance to taste, because grapes that aren't grown in large quantities across the world cost more money to produce and cost more money to bring to America. So here's an opportunity to taste a really interesting grape that goes really well with food, I think, and not have to pay a lot of money for it.
Well, I really was excited to taste this wine because, believe it or not, I've never had a Macabeo before. I've read about them, but I've never seen one. You know, it's grown in La Mancha, Spain, which is in central Spain, and which is where Don Quixote, the story of Don Quixote comes from, and that's what they named it after, was Don for Don Quixote, not Don like the Godfather, you know, that kind of Don. Yeah. So
just lighter. But don't let the color fool you. Right in the middle, you get all kinds of flavors. You get melon, you get a little lychee in there.
It's got a little walnut, kind of a nuttiness.
Yes, that's right. There's a little nuttiness in there.
In the nose.
Lots of bright acidity in the finish. And food would just be, I mean, it's an aperitif chilled, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's a really dark, not dark, dry wine that I think would go great with any kind of challenging food. And you could substitute this for champagne and have it with caviar, you know, or smoked salmon.
Right.
Smoked salmon would be killer with this.
Yeah,
you know?
this would be a great fish.
Because it's really tart and tight and a really kind of exotic, interesting grape.
What's fun about it is if you put it up against other retail wines at $17.99 Chardonnays, you're going to get this buttery, oaky, overdone Chardonnay from California. Here's a chance to have a nice light wine from a different part of the world that you don't normally get to taste. And for $17.99, it was a retail, $13.99 for the first one, $11.99 for more. And put that against the shelf Chardonnays at $11.99.
Well, this is not for Chardonnay drinkers. This is for people that want to branch out into different types of grapes, like Sauvignon Blanc or even Chenin, or something that's just really, really unique and very, very fun. And I think it's a fabulous value. And I mean, how do you rate a wine like this?
I don't know.
You have to rate it against all the Macabeos you've ever tasted,
right,
of which there was zero. This is my first one.
Handful.
So I think it's a 92. I really do. I think it's a delicious bottle of wine.
I'll go with 92 on that.
Uh-oh.
It's just so different.
You just broke the 90 barrier.
Well, we're moving on. Like Mr. Jefferson.
Yeah, that's so long as we're not moving out.
That's right.
And what's the reorder price on this?
$11.99.
Wow, no, that's a great buy. That's really good wine.
I like finding unusual things, fun things, things that break from the mold.
Like me, you found me. I was unusual.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, it's okay. Anytime.
All right, the red wine is a Corinto 2008. 2008. Chilean Merlot, and I just poured this in the glass. There's a little residual wine in there, and it just jumped.
Yeah,
it just really jumped out of the glass. I mean, Merlot is, I think, one of the classic Bordeaux varietals for Chile in the first place, and that's the first ones that came to America, like the Los Vascos in the 80s were all Merlots. But this one just so...
This is really elegant. By the way, 2008 may sound a little young, but don't forget, they harvest their grapes 6 months earlier than we do because they're in the southern hemisphere. So it's actually 6 months older than a 2008 from California or the northern hemisphere.
It's clearly aged in oak by the nose.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is a serious wine. By the way, you'll see a reference on the back of this label to Carmenere, as you will in the write-up, because Carmenere was the term that they used to describe Merlot, and exactly when or how the terminology changed in France is one thing, but in Chile they still use Carmenere to describe Merlot, but it's supposedly the same grape.
Interesting.
Really,
I did not know that, actually.
Well, you know,
all that I've read, I still know that.
It's probably in your website on one of those 3,000 pages.
That's right. In fact, a customer wrote an email this morning and asked about a grape called Zibabo, which I had no clue what that was. And it turns out to be Muscat of Alexandria, which we've done a couple of those. And why it's called Zibabo and where it came from, it didn't say. But it was very interesting to learn that that was another name for the varietal. You know what I like about this wine? The beginning is fine, but that mid palate to the finish, it just
really
goes on and on and on. It just
really delicious wine. And what's the regular price of this?
It was $18.99 on the shelf, $15.99 to your door, $12.99 for more.
And ooh, that has a little ring to it.
Well,
he's a poet. He don't know it. Don't blow it. All right. And a rating on this, I'm at a 94. I think this time's absolutely phenomenal.
That's way
absolutely
up there.
Delicious.
I'll go 94 on that also. You know what I like? There's a little toast in the barrels too. You get that? Really fun wine. Hey, that's the Vintners series for September 2009. See you at the Limited. Salud.